Hello and welcome to Minerals, Rocks, and Fossil Talks. I'm your paleontology teacher, Jen, and it's time for some Monday musings. So, we're going to talk a little bit about some ways that things are fossilized and why that's important for the things that are found in the Two Medicine Formation. So, we're going to start with permineralization. Permineralization is a type of fossilization where minerals are deposited in pores and cavities of organic tissues such as bones, shells, and wood. So, let's see if we can make this easy to see, but we've got all these pores in here that are filled with more than likely quartz. So all of the pores in this fossil have been filled in. So what permineralization does is this leads to the formation of a three-dimensional internal mold of the original organism, often preserving fine detail, such as the grains of wood that we can see in this petrified log. Right? You can see that fine detail in there because of the permineralization. The other major form of fossilization we have is replacement, which is the process where the original organic material is replaced by minerals. So often both permineralization and replacement happen together, and typically the minerals filling the pore spaces and replacing the organic material is silicon dioxide or quartz. Now, silica-rich water is slightly acidic, and that can cause problems for preserving things made out of carbonates, like eggshells or corals or even our own bones. This is part of the reason why it is so difficult for eggs to fossilize. In fact, it was a long time before anyone believed that eggs could be preserved. I mentioned in a previous video that there was a French paleontologist who did find a dinosaur egg, but was talked out of it because people didn't think it was possible to preserve eggs. Now, if you've ever handled a chicken egg before, if you drop it, typically it shatters. And eggs, they're fragile. And so even before burial processes can begin, a lot of the times they'll just be stepped on and smushed and cracked and scattered to the four winds just because of the fragility of them. And then when you do get them buried, often the pressures of the rock layers are enough to just crush and shatter them and scatter them to the four winds. And then you have to hope that you don't have acidic groundwater that'll just dissolve whatever's left. Now, the Two Medicine Formation is plumb full of eggs, so how is that possible? Well, we gotta look at the surrounding geology. So, this is part of the Rocky Mountain front that exists by the Two Medicine Formation in Montana. And these mountains are made out of limestone. Limestone is made out of calcium carbonate. And so are eggshells. Lots of calcium in eggshells. So, if all of the water that's coming down from the mountains is filled with calcium carbonate instead of silicon dioxide, that means that the groundwater is going to be alkaline rather than acidic, and it'll allow for the preservation of eggs. How exciting is that? And I hope you noticed my new shirt. So I've got some new merch that I've come up with, and if you want a cool shirt like mine in your favorite color, you can go to mineralsrocksfossils.etsy.com and get your own, and it'll help me to make more of this cool content. Because so far I've been doing this all for free, and that takes time, and it'd be nice to make some money. So, help me out. Help me help you out. Yeah. Alright, on to the content. So here is a geologic map of western Montana. And if we look up here, boop, right there. That sort of blue color is our Paleozoic rocks. That's our limestone mountains. And the green is our Mesozoic rocks. You'll also see there's a bunch of yellow rocks up in here as well. That's going to be all of our glacial deposits that we've got out there that have stripped everything off the top so that we can get to our Cretaceous rocks where all of our cool eggs are. But you'll see that we've got this one little section right here that's all that limestone right in here. And that's allowing for preservation of eggs in this area. So, super neat stuff to just be able to look at. Well, thank you for coming to today's lesson, and make sure you tune in tomorrow for some fun trivia. And I will fossilise you later.